Hey, excuse me. Could I have just a moment of your time? No offense, but I want to get to know the real you. Like, the real you. No offense. No offense. If you have a moment, I would like to get to know the real you. The real you. No offense. The real you. The real you. No offense. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Matt Erickson, also known as Mr. No Offense to Some. And I appreciate you guys. You are now tuned into the No Offense podcast. As promised, we've definitely got a treat for you today. Shout out to my guy Shawn K, the King, who's in the house. We're gonna have a wonderful interview to get to know this guy, man. For those of you who are unfamiliar, definitely very appreciative of him coming to the platform. If y'all can for me, go ahead and hit the share button real quick. Tap somebody, say, hey man, we finna get to know somebody cool real quick. Y'all know how we get down on the No Offense podcast. As you come in, definitely get in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let us know where you're at, where you're tuning in. And if you got some questions, man, put them in the chat. We'll see if I can get to them. If we have enough time, I'll definitely see if I can get them out to my guy Shawn K, and we'll take it from there. Without further ado, though, I am gonna make the most of my guys' time. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on. So y'all go ahead and show them some No Offense love, man. I appreciate y'all. Here we go.
What up? What's good?
What's going on, man? Hey, man, you had me over here about the flip. I was like, hey, man.
Because you're in two different time zones, so I had to make sure you was right. Because I was like, man, you said 6 o'clock. Like, I'm Central Time. I'm like, nah, that's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, man. I think we might be in the same though. That's what was getting me. I was like, well, hold on. Time did go back. I was like, maybe his watch and my watch ain't in sync. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. we gotta figure it out, right? We gotta figure it out,
yes,
right? But no, I'm definitely glad to have you on the platform today, brother. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. Anytime anybody want me to be on there, man, I be trying to take advantage of it, man. It's all good, man.
Hey, man, FaceTime is awesome, man. Listen. Ever since we dropped the name and say, hey, man, we had you on the show, got nothing but good reviews, man. Everybody's excited to have you on. I'm gonna have them in the comments. Hopefully, they're gonna have some questions for us throughout. But in the meantime, man, I always start from the beginning, man. We like to set a foundation in case anybody's just hearing about you for the first time. You know, they taking their head from underneath the rock. You know what I'm saying? That way they can know on the same page where everybody's at. They cool with that?
Oh yeah, I'm cool with that, man. I'm open with it, man.
All right, let's kick it off, man. So my guy, where are you from originally?
Born and raised from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. You rock with the home team. You on the Saints, or what's up?
All day, every day. Saints, Pelicans, anything in the boot. I'm going to represent LSU, all that.
Oh snap! Yeah, see, my dad's from Lake Charles, brother. So yeah, I already know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know what time it is, man.
Yes, sir. So how was life, man? You know what I'm saying, growing up, man, in the boot, brother?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, like if you live in New Orleans, I mean, you live in New Orleans, you can live anywhere. So you know, it's real out here, man. It was real when I lived out there, because I mean, it's been there all my life. But due to Katrina, you know, we had to relocate. So you know, I went to Houston after that. So, but yeah, basically, man, it was rough, man. It's rough.
Man. Have you been back since Katrina, or was that pretty much the relocation?
Yeah. Oh yeah, multiple times.
How do you feel about it, like now, as it is now before Katrina? Like, how does it compare?
As far as it's rebuilding. I can say as far as rebuilding wise, it's better, but I mean, it's still rough out there. And you know, my mom tells me about certain things that still happen out there. But as far as everything else, I mean, I still love my city, man. I still love it regardless, no matter what time it is, man. I'm still gonna try to make a trip down there.
Man, definitely, it's definitely a place to be for sure. And the food, man, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
Po' boys, man. I be tearing down the po' boys down there.
Man, you know, you gotta be careful over there, man. They slap some sauce on something. They slap some sauce on it, well, you don't know what you might be eating down there.
Oh, yeah, man. Look, sure, get some cayenne pepper, some hot sauce, man. You straight, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, don't ask. Just keep eating. It's good though. For sure.
Man, you gotta have the beignets out there, man. Especially try the
Oh man,
beignets, the pecan candy, but they call them pralines
yeah,
out there.
man.
Man, I can put you on some stuff, man. It got a lot of stuff out there.
Well, hey, listen, don't hold back for me, brother. I definitely want to find out. I definitely want to find out, man. Especially when you
Yeah,
get
no.
especially when you get the know how from somebody who from out there. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
so when did you discover, man? You know, the video games was for you, brother. Like when is the first time? When is the first time that you was like, you know what?
Oh, oh, well, I'm glad you asked. I actually started as a kid, man. Like my daddy was playing a lot of games back in the day, so I watched him, I observed him playing Mario back in the day. So that was like what NES days. So yeah, you know,
Man,
like I grew up with all that, man. So yeah,
man.
that was my first start right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was your favorite back in the day? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Mario was one of the things I was hitting,
Oh,
but was
most deaf.
what was the I know you got some diehard fans, brother, that was just like, they've been rocking with the same franchise from the very, very beginning. What's the longest running franchise you say that you've been playing so far?
Oh man, if you want to go back,
Mm.
Street Fighter's like one of them.
Ooh, okay,
Mortal
okay,
Kombat.
okay.
Mortal Kombat. You got your Mega Mans out there. Castlevania. Punch Out. I mean, I can go to man. We could be here for days, man.
Hey,
But that's a couple of them, man. Man, there's so many games, man. Like if you probably bring some up, I probably could say I probably played it.
man. But to see, that's the interesting thing about it, my brother. Being that you've played so many games, what would you say is your favorite system? If we go through it, because I mean, they
Oh
all got their
man.
things.
Oh my God! Now, if you want to go by systems, oh my
Yes,
God,
sir.
I'm in the tie between Nintendo 64 and
Mm,
Super NES.
mm.
Both of those bangers, but especially don't sleep on Sega now. Now the Sega Genesis was hot back in the day.
Okay,
Between that Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis wars back in the day, I mean, it was rough out here, man.
yes, sir. Yes,
You had to
sir.
pick a side. You had to pick a side, man. I'm like, ugh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir. My dad personally had that Genesis, man. I mean, I knew a couple people at the Saturn, but that he was a diehard Sonic fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely
Oh
got
yeah.
the Sega.
Ooh,
But man, it's just looking at from where we came from, brother, to where we at now. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It
It
changed.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It changed, man.
As far as with the gaming and the resolution, man, you talk about resolution from where we go from
Oh,
16
take your
bit to
time,
now
man.
all the
Look,
way to
shoot, I
4K.
got all the time for you, man. It's all good, man. Take your time.
what 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 how do you still find that original excitement from playing those games right now? You know what I'm saying? If diving
Mhm.
back, is it still the
I'm
same as from day one?
Yes, I love completing games, man. That's like my passion. Like when you go through a game that you actually really enjoy and you finish it, it's like the biggest achievement ever. And sometimes, man, I've been through some rough games. Like I think not too long ago, I had one of them games, Forspoken. A lot of people was putting a lot of hate on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie, a lot of people was throwing a lot of dirt on Forspoken, but I actually went through the whole game in its entirety, and I gotta say it was definitely worth it when I beat it. I was like, man, I went through hell and fire with that game,
How,
man.
how many hours you think you put into it, my guy?
I want to say all together, this is on my channel, so I say about 13, 14 hours, man.
Damn.
Cause I did like a chapter per stream, so like I was going in and like it was at least like an hour and a half a piece, man.
Man, what do you think? What are you thinking as you approach these levels? I mean, even what's crazy to me is even though the games were made, like what I'm saying, even though the games were made, even when they're based off an older legacy, they
Yeah.
still come with a challenge, no matter how old you are. And I mean,
Oh yes.
just the genius behind development. You know what I'm saying? What are you
Mhm.
thinking as you approach these levels? Like, I gotta conquer this, or what's the thought process? You know what
It's
I'm saying?
like
As you complete these.
what I'm gonna do to get myself better. Like what I'm gonna have to do as far as leveling up, getting the best armor, trying to get everything like to down to a T where you can actually finish it. Because
Yeah,
man, because it's a part where like if you don't get that certain type of grind, you gonna die every single time. So
man.
yeah, you got to be on top of it, man.
So as you approach these games, are you coming in with a particular strategy? Or are you pretty much adapting it as you go? Because I mean, you don't know what it's gonna throw
Mhm,
at you until it throws it at you, obviously.
mhm.
But do you start each game with like, hey man, I'm gonna go in like from the jump? I know I need to be aware of these particular things, or I'm looking for these particular areas, or you pretty
Well,
much just go with the flow.
yeah. Basically, I try to adapt. Like what I do is, you start off with the tutorial. You're trying to get everything as far as like the mechanics and everything. So I would say definitely from there. That's I start off with an open mind. I clear my thoughts, and I'm going through clean slate, just trying to figure out what I need to do. And from there, I just adapt to wherever I need to get to.
Man, it's just dope. How did you get into this into doing actual reviews? I mean, you go from playing to now. Next thing you know, you're doing actual reviews, and don't we're gonna get into that Capcom situation, but
Oh yeah,
we'll
definitely.
get to it in a second. But
Uh-huh.
go ahead, brother.
Oh no. I was gonna let you finish. But like I was saying, as far as what got me into like doing like first impressions, I it was like me growing up, like I whatever my mom sent bought me, I played. I sat hours and hours in front of. Like I was that type of dude. Like if you send me a game, I'm gonna try to beat it right then and there. If I don't beat it then and there, I'll try to find a way down the line to get the game done. So as far as that, I'm gonna say that I always been a person that like playing all type of games. So I'm a variety gamer.
Gotcha.
So what got me into like first impressions were basically because I see a lot of people do it, man. Like a lot of people don't give these indie games like any type of love, man. Like you have like so many good games out there that nobody knows about, and I like to like use my platform as far as to show those games to other people that probably don't even know what these games is. Like I like doing stuff like that, even with the AAA titles. Like sometimes I go to do the AAA titles sometimes, and I just had to do some research, man. I had to like look up YouTube videos how to like get review codes, and then I had to like talk to certain people like through group chats and stuff like that, and I basically like adapted from that, and that's basically how I was able to get like games sent to me and everything.
Man, that's really dope to even have that vision. You know what I'm saying? Shout
Yeah.
out to OG Kratos in the building. Shout out to Sendall Matt who's tuned in. I appreciate you guys and thanks for hitting the share button
Hmm.
for me for sure, for sure.
So,
OG Kratos saying Master's technique is his comment, and Sendall saying definitely he's saying flames you fire. You know what I'm saying? So
hey.
as far as discovering indie games, you in a world where this guys you've got so many different people trying to what I'm saying, get their game in front of you. What are some of
Right.
the things that you're looking for, as you seek out to find those titles that, so not everybody's reviewing and not everybody's doing, to give them a chance, like you said.
Well, I mean, like since I'm a variety gamer, what I like to do is I like to like do my research first. I like to look at game trailers because that's what I
Mhm.
do every day. Like on my off time, I'm always looking at new games that's coming out. Like so, I'm basically like subscribed to those type of channels. So I'm always keeping my ears open. So right now, the games I usually what as far as my preference when I usually first start is like retro games like beat 'em ups, some type of RPG. I love RPGs. I'm a fan of RPGs. Ever since like Super Nintendo with starting off with Earthbound and all that, I always had a love for RPGs, man. And indies, they have so many good ones out there, man. Like they really sleep on them, man. They do.
That's role players for y'all who what I'm saying, who might be
Mhm.
coming in. You got role play. So you go all the way into character when you play it, bro. I'm talking about you know what I'm saying. Do you go into the do you try to become the role, or you just like what's your secrets, boss? Man, you the man. Just trying to learn.
Yeah, I try to be in the character shoes because I like the dialogue. The
Yeah.
dialogue is definitely the major key of any type of game that you play. So once I get the story and I figure out what's going on, oh yeah, I'm trying to be that character, man,
He say
hands
detective. We
down.
go we gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah, we gonna adapt to it, man, for real.
Hey,
Yeah,
not no problem. I see you also make the shorts, man. Actually caught some of your
yeah.
shorts. You know what I'm saying? What's going through your mind as you create this content, brother? Like you see it and you're like, oh nah, these people gonna hear about this one. Like,
Oh yeah, like I got a couple of inspirations from what's his name, Patrick Cloud. Like, cause
uh,
he likes to react to like random funny videos, so they gave me inspiration. Cause I started off doing it on TikTok.
yeah.
So what I do is I'll do it for my TikTok and then upload it to my YouTube channel. When I started seeing getting a lot of traction, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna upload at least one video a day, and it's been taking off, man. And I gotta say, like, them videos definitely be out of pocket sometimes, but they be funny. They be
It'd be
very
fun.
funny.
They
Yeah.
be funny. You had me dying, man. You had clip what I think what the dude was falling through the screen door, and I'm like, bro,
Oh yeah, the lady.
I said she failed, man. She
Yeah, she
failed.
literally
Oh my god.
clean through the screen door. I was like, no.
Yo, I was like, yeah, she gonna need some help
Yeah.
right now, my guy. Like that ain't it. That ain't no coming back
I
from that.
was dying. I'm like, no. She's
I
like,
said,
he broke my door and fell clean through the screen.
I'm like, man, we should have just left it alone because you
Yeah,
definitely broke it. Like he might have but it's definitely gonna need some help now.
heck yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So when what's the newest games that you know that you're checking for now? Is there anything that you're looking for right now that you're really excited is coming out? You
Actually,
can't wait to try it out. What's up?
yeah, I'm glad you asked. I actually have a couple games I'm actually having an eye on. What it is, Spider-Man 2,
Ooh, hey,
Mortal Kombat 1.
okay.
They got that new Exo Primal game coming out this week. Since I'm with Capcom, I definitely want to check that game out because a lot of people been telling me like, "Oh, it's gonna be like Dino Crisis," but I haven't played it yet, so I want to try it. I have open mind. I'm gonna try it out. So.
Now because of your prestige, bro, so are they allowing you to maybe like try it first before anybody else can get it, or like is it giving you kind of special access?
It has its perks. Sometimes, yeah, it's usually on day one. Day one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So you do the whole unboxing and everything online, or you just like do you check it out first before you decide to turn it on? You know what I'm saying? Before you decide to turn on the
Um,
stream, or you do pretty much everything from the time that you get it to the time that you beat it.
I'm glad you asked. Now, usually what I do is if I get a game like prior to the release date, sometimes I'll just wait to the day of or just whenever I'm able to have the time to do it. Because sometimes you have to follow these guidelines.
Hmm.
Before you just can't put it out because you can get copyright strike.
That's
Stuff
what
like that. So yeah, once I follow the guidelines, yeah, sure, I'm trying to play it right then and there. But I mean, I can play it before it come out, but you want to make sure you get all your patches and all that good stuff. You make sure that stuff is ironed out and everything.
Gotcha.
Because I just did, matter of fact, I just did a couple games not too long ago. I did the AEW game. That game is freaking awesome. You got to try it.
I've actually got a good friend of mine who's also on. I'm gonna talk to you about the Twitch to kick thing in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I've got a friend here who just dropped the kick, and he was saying the same thing about the AEW. That he liked it as well.
No Mercy vibes.
Yeah. Y'all going crazy on it, man. Y'all gonna make me have to jump in there, man. See what I can do on this league, man.
Oh, you gonna like it, man. You gonna like it.
That's crazy. So tell us all about Capcom, brother. How did this relationship get formed? As far as you going from a regular gamer to being a partner, brother. Like
man. That was like one of the best days of my life, man. So what happened was one day I was actually just looking at different games like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my colleagues from my job sent me a link saying that they had a partner program coming out. So what I did was, as soon as he sent me that link, I signed up day one when they said, okay, we're looking for people. Mm-hmm. And then like a week after, I was like, I'm in the program. I was like, what? Because I didn't believe I was going to be in there. I thought I was probably going to get turned down or whatever. I ain't gonna lie. But when they said I was gonna be one of the actual members, man, I damn near flipped over and did cartwheels, did everything.
I bet.
I'm like, man, this is like one of the biggest programs that I ever been a part of because I grew up playing all Capcom games, like
Mega Man,
yeah, like all that, man. So like, it was like a dream to me, man. And especially I like Resident Evil 2, and I'm like, man. So yeah, Capcom was like a dream to me, man.
Man, what's since for one, how long has that partnership lasted? Like where are you at like with it right now?
I've been so I say since 2022. So I think about a year. I've been with them for a year so far.
That's what's up. Like
over a year. Yeah.
Right. So how was the first year? So as far as being partnered, what all what all can you talk about? I know that with certain partner programs, you can't say. I don't
Yeah.
want to mess nothing up for you, brother. But
Uh-huh.
what all is it? What all can you tell us about it that make sure that you know what I'm saying we definitely watch and tune in because I'm telling y'all, guys, he's awesome. He got some awesome content. If y'all aren't subscribed,
Mhm.
definitely go check my guy out. Hit the subscribe button. You won't be disappointed when his feed comes up on my
Oh
feed, bro.
yeah.
It's like, bro, oh my god, this dude. I'm telling you, this.
I'm unlocking memories every day, man. Unlocking memories.
Hey, I'm sitting here watching it. I'm like, man, I'm watching you do certain things on games that, bro, I didn't even. It's like it's for being my age. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at. I'm like, dude, how did he even know that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Grew up with
how
all
did he
that.
know that? And how did he know that? And I didn't I know that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm checking it. I'm definitely peeping knowledge, bro. And the way that you're going through these games, man, the walkthroughs, the tutorials, bro.
Oh,
Man. That's why I'm asking, like, with the hours that you put in, man. Like,
mhm.
how,
Hours.
how long do you think it takes you to actually, like, if you go back and view footage to discover how much content like you're gonna clip and things like that, or do you pretty much when something great awesome happens you kind of like write it down like, hey man, I need to go back and clip that, or what's that? How do you manage the content that way?
Well, as far as my let's plays, I mean, I'm basically just straight right then and there. I'm just like whatever happens, happens. You know, there ain't no editing in that. I'm just straight like
You
going
just get
straight to
that,
it. Just
just
going
raw,
straight to it, raw. That's basically how
man.
my first impressions are. Like when they send me a game, you will get my actual reaction to that game. Cause like when I go in the game, I like to go blind. Like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Like I heard about the name and that's it. But when I start getting into it, I'm like, oh okay, this game is cool. But sometimes you got them games that be like, it needs some work. It needs some work.
I was gonna ask you, man, which ones have you? What would you say is the worst game you played? Now, listen, I don't want to get you in
The
trouble with
worst.
nobody. Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble with
Oh
nobody. It's just
man,
no offense. I'm just,
I
hey,
played a lot of bad games.
what,
I'm not
what,
gonna lie to you.
what's the worst game you think, or I would say, what's the top? What's the worst three that you've played, and what's your biggest
Ooh,
complaint about those games, if I could ask?
oh my god. Whew. And
Hey,
man,
it's no offense. I don't want
I
to piss
call
nobody off,
man,
but
and I
sometimes
cover
people
like
gotta hear it.
yeah, I cover like 1,600 games. So man, that's so many games. If I
Any
had, oh my god, it's so many. Oh
It
my
is so
god.
bad that it is so bad that you have nightmares. You're like, man, if they ever send me that game again, I'll move. Like I don't, I
Oh
don't.
man, like off bet. Oh my god, I know it's some horrible ones. It has to come to me because I covered so many of them. Oh my
He
god.
says I covered so many of them.
Yeah, like I had good titles and I had bad titles. So like when I had to think about like the worst three, oh my god, I'm like, dang,
Oh, okay,
I'm gonna have to
okay.
go down that list.
I get you. I get you. What was okay?
Uh,
Recently, what's the best game you played and what's the worst game you played? Let me put it that way. And I'm not saying it's even got to be the
recently,
worst game. Yeah, I won't even say it has to be the worst game, but just in the ones that you played recent, if you could rank them out, which one would you say? Hey, you know what I'm saying? This was the
okay,
best one I played so far. And I know you said AEW is wrong, but what's the
that was good.
what's the one that you say? Hey, man, you know this game needs a little bit more work before I'm willing to, you know what I'm saying, get behind it because it just wasn't. It
Matter of
wasn't.
fact, I'm glad. Let me pull out my let me pull out my games real quick. I can tell you real quick. So just give me a couple seconds. But I can say the best game right now. I can tell you that I can name right now. Street Fighter Six.
Oh snap!
Definitely worth the time. I would
Damn,
definitely say get that game. If
damn.
you like
You,
okay, so like with the World Tour, it's like a beat 'em up slash fighter. So
yeah,
yeah, you gonna definitely love that.
man, I'm definitely going for that because my well, for when I go, I know my dog OG Kratos is in the chat. That's right up his alley. But he he's a PS5 gamer, so I'm on here about that.
Oh yeah, I'm
What?
a PS5 gamer myself.
Oh man, I gotta hang up. No man,
Oh,
I got Xbox. I got Xbox myself. I listen. I don't have any problem with either console because if I must be honest, I started off with you know what I'm saying, like with my personal first system was a Sony PlayStation. You know what I'm
right.
saying, but my dad had the Genesis and everything like that. We had the Atari and all that stuff. But my first one that I was gifted was the Sony PlayStation, the original PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? But we watched the Xbox be developed. You know what I'm saying? We saw the PS2, we saw the Dreamcast and all that. We saw the wars, we saw the system wars. But I just, for whatever reason, and probably because I got bigger hands, I went with the Xbox because just out the gate, their controller was just bulky. You know what I'm saying? I
own the Xbox and the 360 actually.
Wow.
I used to have both of those. And I can actually I'm gonna answer both of your questions because you did ask me 2 questions and I'm gonna cover both of those for you.
Yes,
all right. So the worst game I covered recently, it was called Swap Star. That game was so needs attention, man. It needs attention. It needs attention. Like it needs work. It needs work. But yeah, that's one of my worst games I covered, man.
What made it?
Oh yeah, what you about to say? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, boss. What made it so bad?
The mechanics, man. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. I'm trying to figure. I'm thinking it's like Tetris or something, but it's a whole different type of game. Like you got to get like a certain pattern to eliminate, and then when you do, it doesn't fall together. Like it's so inconsistent. It was so inconsistent. I was like even like asking myself like, what did I get myself into?
He's like
Yes. All right, and also to answer your first question a while back, the perks with being with Capcom. The perks is basically you with a community that has the same passion. You're talking to those specific people because there's a lot of good people that's in that program, and they do a lot of good work too. Also the other perks is you get to try the games usually on day one. So like I had the Resident Evil 4. That game is phenomenal. I still need to beat it. I'm on like chapter 6 right now. I need to go back to
Evils, man.
I did the Resident Evil games. I played Devil May Cry 5. I'm glad I beat it. Definitely worth the time. You definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
And I also played the what that was, the Capcom Fighting Collection when they had the Darkstalkers. That's also good. I'm glad they brought that back. It's like a whole little fighting collection that I played.
Yeah.
And then also you get like these certain events that goes on within the community in Capcom when you're with them, and then you can also try to collab with some of those people. So it's a nice thing to have as far as being a part of that program. So that's some of the perks. That's some of the perks of being a part of it.
Definitely, for sure, and that definitely thank you for, because again, like I said, I know you walk a tight line as to.
Oh yeah, I know what to talk about, what not to talk about.
Yeah. So I
give you I give you like an overview, Yeah.
I appreciate it. It's definitely a prestige for sure. You know what I'm saying? Especially with someone who's, like you said, is so involved in video games, brother. You got to know the name Capcom, man. It's legendary, man. It's been going back for you know what I'm saying? And they've had a hand in some of the best games developed. So, it's definitely, and congratulations to you with making the program for sure, brother. Yes, sir.
Well, I also got my play button last year, too. That was the other thing that also had.
Man.
Hitting that 100K.
100,000 subscribers, my guy. Shout out to the GOAT, man. Hey, listen, that YouTube struggle is real, my guy. I'm telling you, man. Like, yes,
5 years.
Dude, definitely congratulations on the commitment, bro. The dedication, the consistency, you know what I'm saying, the content creation, the just having the vision to be able to put together, you know what I'm saying, what it is that people want to see, to be able to deliver that time and time again, to build that credibility, you know what I'm saying, and what it is that you're talking about, brother. Hey, hats off to you, man. You deserve it.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? No, for sure, brother. So the what we said about the even with the Resident Evil games, man. When you play these games, man, you turn off the lights and everything like back in the day.
Oh yeah, with the Resident Evil games, I have the red LEDs. Like I'm about to be focused in this game because anything can happen in those games. Jump scares,
man.
Anything. Yes, red LEDs when it comes to the Resident Evil games, hands down.
Have you ever been like just shook? Because the Resident Evils, they've been good at that, man. Like you said, the pop outs. Like you ever just been like, hey. Where you take a moment because your heart rate's just.
Yeah, it happened to me a couple times actually. Yeah, it did.
Man,
especially with that big guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like the levels, bro. When How do you keep? I know you have that drive that you want to make sure that you want to complete the level, but
Right.
what do you do in those times when, man, it just seems like it's fail, 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 fail,
Oh my
fail,
god.
fail, 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 fail. You're like, yo, this freaking level fail, fail,
Oh yeah.
and then you finally, obviously you beat it, but what's going through your mind? You know what I'm saying?
So,
As you continue that process, you know what I'm saying, to try to
so
make
the
it.
first thing is to try to figure out to adapt, because you got to figure out what you're doing wrong. And like I had that so many times, especially in Resident Evil. Yeah, like there's a bunch of times that I doubt a lot. I'm like, man, why am I not passing this part? Then I figure out what to do, and like I have to adapt. That's the
Yeah,
biggest thing. You have to adapt. Because if you
yeah.
don't adapt, you're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over. So you got to try to find like a different way to beat that particular part. But yeah, it's a struggle, man. It's a
Hardest
struggle.
hardest game you've ever played.
I'm gonna say like currently right now it was between that Forspoken. Forspoken was one of those games like that really put me through the ringer. I ain't gonna lie. Like that took me like 2 days with that last chapter because I was like 2 hours within. I was 2 hours trying to beat that final boss, and it took me the next day to beat it.
If you could design a game, what's some of the best elements that you've taken from, like, I mean, because obviously, like you said, you played 1,600 games, brother. You know, over 1,600 games. Like,
Yeah.
what are some of the best elements that you think a game needs to have in order to properly to capture a user's attention, or you know what I'm saying, a player's attention, and keep them captivated?
I would say definitely the level has to be definitely organized. Like as far as details, it has to have a good mechanics. It has to have like a good storyline, and it just has to resonate with what you're trying to play.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Now, if you have you had your hand in designing any games so far? Because I mean, I feel like with the expertise that you bring to the, like, it would be a smart investment for a person who's, you know what I'm saying, who's developing a game, to reach
Right.
out and say, like, hey, what are some things that you would love to see in a game? You know what I'm saying? Have you had your hand in the development of anything so far, or is that something that you want to get into, or you just want to stay on the side of, hey, y'all do what you do and send them to me, and I'll take a look at them.
Yeah, currently, yeah, I had no ideas of inventing games, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to try games. Like, if they actually shoot something at me, I'll try it. So, like, I'll be more the game tester more than the developer. You know, I like to try it out. So
Is
yeah,
there
not really.
how would people, you know, say if they had something that they wanted you to test out to get some feedback, how would they do that? Is there information? Where can they find the information to send that to you?
They can follow my Twitter. My DM is always open. So like, if they have like any like mobile game, because I know sometimes I get like people sending me mobile games to try out sometimes. But yeah, just hit my Twitter, hit my Instagram. You know, I'm always open to try new stuff. So just hit me up. You know, and I see what I can do.
Definitely, definitely, guys. I'm telling y'all have to check him out. If you haven't checked this guy out on YouTube, man, Shawn
Right.
K the King, man, y'all have to check him out. I'm telling you, I'm going through the footage and I'm just like, yo, I don't think there's a game that you haven't touched so
I know. I
far.
try to touch my hands on everything. I got range,
So
range.
speaking of RPG, man, like, have you seen the? Well, I'm pretty sure you probably seen the role playing like Grand Theft Auto. Uh,
Yes, yes. Actually, there's a new game that's like similar to Grand Theft Auto that's coming out next year called The Precinct. I'm actually having my eyes on that one. It's
the
going to be on
precinct.
Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, it's called The Precinct. Look at that trailer. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know, like how them old school Grand Theft Auto 2 with the top down like
Uh huh.
that, but it's
Yeah.
like current gen graphics. And you're
Mm.
playing like with a police officer, and it looks, man, it looks really good. I can't wait for that to come out.
I'm gonna have to check it out. You just put me on something. The
Oh
precinct. I'm gonna
yeah,
have to check
and
it out.
also another thing, keep your eyes out for that Red Dead Redemption remake. They've been leaking it. They've been leaking it, and like I said, I don't have a release date, but like I said, I keep my ears open. I be paying attention to the leaks out there. But yeah, there's a new Red Dead Redemption remaster coming out for PlayStation and Xbox.
So speaking of which, with what's the name, Rockstar, there's a lot of pressure on Rockstar right now, man, about this Grand Theft Auto. Like,
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto's been around, man. Shout out to the franchise for doing their thing, for
for a
as long,
long
but
period of time.
but people are definitely talking about, it's a big buzz on 6, man. When they're dropping
Yeah.
6, you heard anything, in the gaming community as to when we might get a definite, because they're tight-lipped right now, man.
Well, right now, the only thing they've been really discussing is like it could possibly come out next year or 2025.
Whew, man. But you know what? Either way, people still gonna go get it. At least me.
Oh yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto too.
What's some
Man,
things that you hope to see in the game?
hopefully more story content, because I mean with Grand Theft Auto 5, don't get me wrong, like the story was cool, but like after you beat it, it's like it was no more DLC. It's just basically you go straight online, and mostly that's where they make any money at is online. The expansions with the houses and motorcycles and all that stuff. But yeah, it need more story content, man.
I definitely agree. Playing it now, that's what I feel. I feel like they pretty much they did what they did on the game, which don't get me wrong, it was nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially it held everybody off until online was available. But it's like once online took off, they pretty much had their hands down with the game. They were like, "Yo, that's like now that you got the backstory. Once you come in this world, that's here you go." Like you don't even like you build your character. You don't even interact with them. Like you know what I'm saying? It's I just wish they would have done a little bit more. But hey, they like you said, they're making their money on their online platform.
Microtransactions, yeah.
When we played, like, I mean, dude, when we first started, we went from everything was on a disc or everything was on a cartridge. Everything was on a single unit that you would get the whole complete whatever came with that game in one package at one time for one price. Then we started seeing, with the integration of the systems on the internet, them to being able to add content to the game after you got it. And then they figured out that, hey, we can monetize this. So now everything's about a dollar, whether it brings performances to the game or not. Because a lot of things, it's not even performance. It's just like skins. Like it's just costume-ish, like appearance type things that are actually bringing in functionality to the game. Seeing that you witnessed this transition and that you play these different games, man, how as a gamer do you feel about this? Do you feel like it? I mean, do you feel like it either adds value or takes value from the actual gaming experience because it's become more about a business, or what is your take on that?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, I want to say, yeah, definitely those microtransactions get on my nerves, man. Because like you said, I like how you brought up like the old school, how we came up. Yeah, like basically we had cheat codes. Had cheat codes. That's something we could do on the side. To get the little Easter eggs and all that good stuff. Well, yeah, when you come to this new age, man, it's like it's not even full games anymore. Because basically they'll sell us an unfinished game, and then we have to wait till the day of to get a patch so the game can run well. And sometimes the game don't even run well after the patches, and you got to wait like 2-3 weeks for the game to be fully fixed before you can actually play it. Like, I just wish they stopped selling us unfinished games.
Yeah,
like, it's just that's one thing. It's like a pet peeve to me. Like, we grew up getting full games. Like we had to pay no DLC, no patches. You could just buy the game out, play it, turn it on, and that was it. No loading screens, none of that. Like now it's just like loading screens, microtransactions, DLC skins. Like it's not the same anymore, man. But I mean, I still love gaming. But yeah, it's just some things I don't like the practices like they do.
Yeah, and I definitely understand it from a business point of view. But I definitely think at some point there's a sacrifice being made, because what used to make us love these games was the game in its entirety. When you bought the game, you knew that there were certain levels that you and your friend knew that when you got to certain levels, it was going to be this exact way. It was going to be, this exact hard. You're gonna get the same experience as everybody else who had to come through the game, and that's just what came with the game. But now, like you said, everything's like a DLC based. Like you get a game. I
lock behind a paywall.
Yeah, and what I can't understand is, let's say, like you said, you get a game, even if you go buy the disc on the day one, right?
Right.
You go home, and the first thing it has to do before you can even play it, it has to update, and you're like, what is this?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got Jody in the middle. He said, "Shit be so hurtful." Like, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, I just spent like I don't know. I remember being a kid when you saved
$60.
I saved every penny, dog. I mean, I clean. You know what I'm saying? I cut every yard to get this damn game,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get home just to find out that you still got more to do. You're like, yo, when do I get to play? Like, you know what I'm saying? When do I actually get to
And
play?
games cost more back then.
Yeah.
And look, they complain about $70. Look at them prices when we were paying like $90 for a game. It was like freaking $90 to $100 for a game.
Yes,
Like
man.
Donkey Kong Country was like $95. It was like $89.99.
Not to mention the availability back then. It was just like now the internet has definitely made games more like widely available where you can get to it right now. But back then it's like, yo, you had to be at the store because if they freaking sold out of that game, you had to wait
Yep.
till they got a truck. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't get it this week, you had to wait till the
SOL.
truck hit. Yeah, and then don't let like you said, don't let somebody get it who like you who are gonna beat that game. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about the games. They don't know about the GameStop hustle. Like when you had to go and buy the game brand new, hurry up and try to beat it, and then if you trade the game possibly to try to get something else while the value was still high of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was different. You know what I'm saying versus now. And then when you have things like COD, which I would think most people can agree, like Call of Duty. I feel like we've been buying the same game for the last couple of years, over and over and over again. I mean, there have been different things that change, but I still feel like they're kind of like building on their name that we all knew from like Modern Warfare 2, the first one, but the series of games that they put out since the first Modern Warfare 2, like they've just been like increasingly disappointing. But we're hoping that it's gonna be like that same thing, like that from the original, but it's just not delivering that. How do you think? Or what's your take on that? Do you feel like there's games that just rely on the name of the franchise and the success that it's had?
There's a bunch of games that do that. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. What that was Battlefield trying to sell off their name, and that game was horrible. Battlefield 2042, whatever that name is again, buggy as hell.
That was buggy as hell.
The Mass Effect Andromeda, that was one. What was one of the other ones that
Mass Effect
crashed? Yeah, the classic Mass Effect was a banger. Don't get me wrong, classic was a banger. But that Andromeda.
It's like, why do you think they do it, man? Like, do you think the passion is not there? Oh, see,
money. Look, let's keep real. It's money. They won't make money. Look, they try to see what's their next fix, man.
And I hate that because I feel like that's the death of a franchise when they start doing that. Because people, especially with the cost of living going up and people having to make sacrifices,
inflation.
It's like if they're gonna sacrifice to get the game, man, they want a good product. But it's like with Call of Duty, like even this next one is supposed to be called 2023 or something like that. Yo, I already kind of feel like it's gonna be something that we've already gotten to some point. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be first to say I'm still gonna go buy the game because who's not? Everybody's playing Call of Duty. But it's just one of those things I feel like is getting increasingly like frustrating, and it's becoming a thing in the community because it's obviously going through the community. You know what I'm saying? That people are saying that. What do you do to find a new game? You know what I'm saying? When you feel like your the franchise that you prefer, you know what I'm saying, is kind of like not being where they should be, if that makes sense.
Oh wow. What they should be. I mean, there's a couple of companies that's doing it right now where they're not supposed to be at. I'm gonna have to think real quick. It's a couple of franchises right now that really sold the bag.
You said they sold out. Huh?
Yeah, they really sold out. Oh my god. Just thinking about it now, like it's just, man.
In the meantime, I've got some people in the comments saying,
"Oh yeah,
Madden, 2K, Titanfall was fucking amazing." They said Titanfall was not making a third one hurt me to the core, is what they're saying.
Jody said. I agree. Madden's been dragged to the ground. I agree. I'm agree with that because it's like they add one little feature, and then after that, it's basically the same game. And like it's yeah, it gets redundant and it gets very repetitive. So that's why I stopped buying Madden after a while. And then now 2K, like I stopped buying 2K. Like I'm like, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Like it's like they keep the same thing. They'll probably change like a couple things here and there, and then after that, it's basically the same shit. I'm like, man, I don't want this no more.
you know what I think killed Madden. The ability, the same thing with 2K. To be honest, roster updates. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you're already gonna give me roster updates, then why do I need to buy the game?
facts, and they do that every week,
You know what I'm saying?
every week during the season.
If you're gonna give
Facts.
me roster updates, then why do I need to buy? Don't I already have the game?
Like they should
Like
just
you,
make one big online game where they just do the roster updates when it happens, and we could just keep that one game and just keep it like that, and then we can go from there and just buy whatever microtransactions they got. Just keep it in one game instead of just having to buy it every year, buy the same game every year.
yeah. Definitely RIP to John Madden, but the franchise
Oh yeah,
hasn't been
yeah,
the
yeah.
same, and it
RIP.
hasn't been the same in a while. And I was curious as to what they were going to introduce to the game to make it worth the buy.
Mhm.
Obviously, it is a franchise. You know,
It
people do
is.
buy Madden every year. People do buy 2K every year, but I feel like it's getting harder to justify repurchases, especially when every year it seems like the things that they're charging for this year was free last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
and also it's that Ultimate Team that yeah, well, 2K and Madden is guilty of because they got the My Team on 2K and then you got Ultimate Team on Madden, and they basically doing that same carpool thing, and it's like it gets repetitive, man. I just got fed up, man.
Now, are you an avid sports gamer as well? I know you're a variety gamer for sure, but is
Oh
there
yeah.
like a favorite sports game that you love to play? A prefer by any chance?
Oh yeah, basketball. I mean, any basketball game. So yeah, I mean, we have no choice but to play 2K. So I mean, I'll play a little bit 2K. But if you're talking about arcade wise, I like stuff like NBA Jam, stuff
Man,
like that, like arcade
he's
shit
on fire.
like that. Yeah, like that. I'll play any day, no hesitation. You can just set it up. We'll play it right now. We like best friends, man.
And dude, and you know what's crazy? Um, it's wild that there are games that are older. Like we talking about, like we talking about NBA jams.
Mhm.
You can still put that on right now, and people can play it and have a great time.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but
Mhm.
I got games that came out two years ago, bro. That I wouldn't put it in the game right now. Matter of fact, my friend in a chat here, shout out to my man Peach. We tried to play Call of
Mhm.
Duty. We tried to play Call of Duty the other day,
Okay.
uh, and I loaded up Ghost. And dude,
Oh
I'm just
wow.
I'm just sitting here looking at it, and I'm like, I almost would rather go back to this than what we got today. I'm not knocking it, you know what I'm saying, but
Mhm.
it's just there's this feeling of completion with those games. I guess a
Right. Right.
little bit versus like now, where it's just so glitchy, and I don't know, brother. I'm
Oh yeah,
just
I prefer the old Call of Duties, like especially like Black Ops 2 and the Modern Warfare 2, like the old school Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, like those I will always go back to, hands down.
Do you remember Terminal? Oh man,
Yep, Modern Warfare
dude,
2.
are
Mhm.
they gonna give us? Do you think they're gonna give us back? Like what's
Yeah,
up with that?
yeah. So since I have ties with Activision too, they
Oh, you know what? We need to talk. I already know that. Okay, go ahead,
yeah,
brother.
because well, what happened is Modern Warfare 2, the recent one that just came out, is actually supposed to be a 2 year game for
All right.
this game. So basically, what's coming out this year is supposed to be like a DLC expansion, and
Ah,
I think Terminal is going to be one of those maps that's going to be in that expansion. So be on the lookout for that. Because
man,
they already hinted in Warzone, like they already got like a little part of it in Warzone. If you actually play
I
like the
saw
little
that.
yeah, like that part of the map is actually in Warzone.
I saw that. I saw that, and I was very excited to see Warzone. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm
Well,
not gonna
Warzone
lie.
2, I mean 2.0,
Yeah,
2.0, I mean.
2.0. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I was a little disappointed that they didn't bring it back as a standalone multiplayer map because, bro, I feel like single handedly that would bring back so many people. Just that map alone was, Terminal was it, man.
Shoot,
I
my
mean,
favorite map of all time on there.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Even in the comments, we got so, hey, Pete says so. We got to pay another $70 for terminal.
Well, I don't know how much the DLC pack to be honest with you. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
a little cheaper than what the game is. I think it's probably I say roughly at most probably $30 to $40. I think that's what I'm thinking.
I'm not gonna
Because I
lie.
think because I think they're gonna put the no rushing mission on there because they've been hitting it at the end of the campaign. Because I beat the campaign, but yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna put a little more of that story mode into that DLC expansion too.
Man, I think it would be nice for them to definitely add on to the campaign that's already there. Because
Yeah.
hey, the graphics off the chain.
Oh yeah,
Graphics off
the
chain.
campaign was freaking flawless. I beat it. I beat it in one day, and it's still on my channel now. I beat it
Wow,
in I think like 7 or 8 hours or something like that. It was a long campaign. No lie,
man.
it was a long one. Yeah.
And this was on veteran that you beat it, or which
No,
one?
I was on like regular difficulty. I'm not that advanced yet. Yeah, I ain't that good, but I play normal. I
Yeah,
play
no, I'm
normal.
not. I'm right. I'm right there with you. I think when I first get the game, I'll try to I try to at least get through it so I can like see what the story is real quick. Like
Yeah,
you know what
because
I'm saying? But
that one part, man, it's gonna get you frustrated. I ain't gonna lie. I spent at least about an hour in that one part. That's what held me back. It would have been 7 hours, but that one part it got me to like 8 hours.
which one are you talking about? The one in the jungle? Where they
Now,
shoot? Which one?
no. This one is basically like you're in it's like it's nighttime.
Uh,
You're in like a city like area, but the thing
uh,
is you're trying to sneak away from the people. But the thing is, as soon as you get spotted, they all surround you all at once, so you got no chance to survive. So like you got to be very stealthy, and it's very hard.
I know
Like
which one you're talking about.
I kept dying every single time, and yeah, that part really frustrated me.
You're talking about where you're sneaking through the city and you got to go in and out the buildings underneath it and all kinds of, like around. Yeah, yeah,
You got to put the smoke bombs to get past the people. Yeah,
yeah,
that gave me the worst time of my life.
yeah, man.
Worst time.
It was definitely a trip, man, for sure. Man, I
I'm happy I
definitely.
beat it though.
Yeah, it's ain't nothing more satisfying than when you see the credits roll.
Yes, sir. Because man, 8 hours, man, god damn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But if they have a way that they can expand it to add more to it through a download,
Yeah.
I'm sure we're complaining. But if it has terminal, man, I'm positive I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
buy it. You know
Most
what I'm
definitely.
saying?
It's Modern Warfare
Because
too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That to me, that's what's gonna make it worth it, man. But I definitely appreciate your time, man. Us
Oh
chopping
yeah,
it up,
definitely.
man. But I never let you guys leave without, please, man. If you can, go ahead and tell them your social. And those of you all who are here, man, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe and everything on my guys' channels. Go ahead and hit them with the Shawn Cable.
All right, on YouTube is Shawn K the King. You can always find me. I'm always active on there. I do, like you said, first impressions. I do those first thing in the morning. Let's plays like during the day, and then I wind down with my viewers playing like Fortnite or something like that. But I'm always playing like any other type of game. Twitter, you can follow me on SK the King YT. You know, I'm always open. I post a lot of nostalgia stuff on there. You can find me on there. TikTok is Shawn K the King YT, and Instagram is Shawn K the King. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Sorry about that. Came out.
Oh, no,
So
it's
there.
fine.
So y'all make sure, man. Those are the channels, man. I'm telling y'all, you will not be disappointed. Follow my guy on all those platforms. Definitely shout out to you, man, for answering me back on Twitter.
Oh,
Giving us a
appreciate it.
chance to get to know you on the platform, brother. Again, the content you make is amazing. You
I
definitely got to
appreciate
follow
it.
with me. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hey.
can't wait to see. You know what else you release on the channel, brother. We'll
Oh yeah,
definitely be watching.
most definitely, man. Most definitely, man. And I'm glad you invited me to the platform, man. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, it's definitely my privilege. Hey, y'all make sure y'all catch it because we got an article with my guy also in the next No Offense magazine that will be released in September. We definitely chopped it up. If y'all support, man, make sure y'all be on the lookout for it, man. Until the
Most
next
definitely.
time, Shawn K, man. We definitely appreciate you being on the platform, and we will see you soon. When's the next time you go live so they can check it? By the way.
I should be going live not too long from now, probably like in a couple hours. But if not, if you don't find me tonight, I definitely be on in the morning. But yeah, I should be on tonight though.
All right, we go tap in. We go tap in with you, man, and see you there for sure.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And thank you for having me on here, man. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
it's all love, brother. Take care.
And you too.
Bye bye now. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for our show today on the No Offense podcast, man. My guy is definitely awesome, a gamer, avid gamer. He knows stuff. Go check out his channel for any walkthroughs, tips, tricks, and first releases, man. First reactions, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Shawn K the King. For everybody who did tap in and hit the share button, I appreciate y'all for getting active in the chat, for getting active with the share button. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be where we were without y'all. So I'll be on the lookout for that next No Offense magazine. It's coming out September 23rd. September 15th, 2023. We got some awesome talents in that magazine as well. But not only that, if y'all want to rock with us, we actually got a podcast coming up here in just a moment. We're gonna be on the Unhinged podcast in a couple hours, where y'all be able to rock with us and some of the high council members over there. So y'all be on the lookout for it on my page. I'm gonna share it as soon as we go live. So until next time, man, remember, don't wait on the world to change when you can be the one to change the world. I have been Mr. No Offense. Yo, you guys have been absolutely awesome. I'll catch you next time. Peace.